Well, the beginning of the Ford-Shelby relationship started with the Cobra, with the 289 and then the 427, but it didn't end with the European cars. Actually, it just expanded with the North American muscle car. What Shelby did is he took a stock Mustang in 1965, built about 562 of those cars, went racing, won the B Production Championship, and had a success story on his hands. 1966, he also built the Hertz car. He also built a bunch of street cars, again, very popular car. Over 3,000 of those were sold. Well, in 67, it was the last year he remained in the airport hangar, and they had some production problems. The fiberglass wasn't that great. Well, by 68, Ford took over, moved it up north, and created the 68 Shelby and introduced the Shelby Convertible. That was the first year of the Convertible. They also introduced the GT500 KR, the first year of the KR, and the Cobra jet motor. 69 came along. The whole thing was starting to shut down. Ford realized that the writing was on the wall as far as insurance and all these big motors and the gas crunch. So by 1970, that's what this is, the last year of production began. And really what a 1970 is a leftover 1969. They actually just added the stripes on the hood, they added the chin spoiler, retagged the car, and it became a 1970. Now what makes this car rare is not the fact that it's the last of the era, one of 335 69 70 production cars. What makes this car truly rare is the fact that it's a Super Cobra Jet Drag Pack car. There's only maybe a half dozen of these cars built in a convertible. And what's that? That's the nice crank, the nice rods. It's got an oil cooler, 411, 430, or 391 rear end, traction lock rear end. That package was the ultimate in Shelby. In the convertible, it was the ultimate street cruiser. Well, a 70 Shelby convertible really isn't the hot rod that the 65, 6, and 7 Shelby was. These were already tame cars in the sense that they weren't great handling cars anymore. The suspension was a little softer, they were more of a cruiser, but in a straight line, they were still quite a potent vehicle. Now, as far as turning goes, well, there's a fair bit of body roll. It did have a big sway bar and it has the disc brakes in the front. The brakes work moderately well for a big car. If you stand on them with the power, it stops pretty good, considering the car is a 3,500-pound car. All in all, as a weekend warrior, these cars were great. They looked great, they went great. They weren't the best handling cars. For what they lacked in cornering capabilities, these cars made up in straight line performance and what I think is probably the best looking Shelby convertible. The lines are just spectacular on one of these. Obviously, these cars were about having some fun, looking cool, and going out for a Sunday cruise. And once in a while, when you get a nice straightaway, letting her loose. Well, the beauty of this car is obviously its rarity, but the quality of the restoration on this car is very, very nice. Now keep in mind, this car is a high-end driver. The undercarriage hasn't been super detailed, but the top end of the car, extremely nice. Excellent paint, sanded and polished. The fit and finish is typical Shelby. The hood didn't fit perfect, the fenders were fiberglass, the trunk lid's fiberglass, the end caps and the side scoops, but it's as good as one of these fit in 1969 or 70. The other unique thing about this car is all the options this car has. Keep in mind, it is a Super Cobra Jet Drag Pack. That's a big option, but a lot of times those cars were stripped. If you look in the interior in this thing, it's got tilt swing away. It also has intermittent wipers, it has cruise control. Of course, it has the stock Shelby features, which is the roll bar. And these little clips here, they're for the surfboard. Not kidding you, these were surfboard clips to tie it down. Now the heart of a Super Cobra Jet is obviously the motor. To look at, it's the same as a regular 428 Cobra Jet engine. Super Cobra Jet has that extra counterweight behind the harmonic balancer. It has the big crank and the big rods. The rest of these items here are stock for any Cobra Jet. It's got all the smog equipment here with the pump. Power steering and power brakes, standard Shelby features. As you can see there, like I said earlier, the intermittent and the cruise. Underneath here, very nicely detailed for a street car or street driver. Now the big thing is the oil cooler. And you can see this is put in front of the radiator and this is to keep the oil cool. And what they actually did here is they actually had to move the horn. The original horn location was over here. They had to move it over here. And on a drag pack car, you're going to find this special jumper wire and the horns moved to the right side of the car. Other than that, very nice, very clean, one of 335 built-in convertibles, 69 and 70 total production. They haven't broke it down. All the paperwork for this car with all the options on this car, really neat color, the grabber green, got to be worth somewhere north of $100,000.